Okay, so it is now day 1 of my vlog, so I'm ready to get to the things on my list. Yes, it's time to get to the things. So I'm doing another series or a week in vlogging series of goals and plans. I did a day 0 vlog where I outlined what my plans are for the week, now I think that will be its own video because it was a fair amount of stuff. But for today on day 1, it's time to get to the stuff. And one of the things that I definitely want to do is to put all of my goals, which I had handwritten, and put them in my new planner, which I picked out, and then also set up my regular, some of my regular spreads. I just do like a weekly spread so I can see what goes where, and I check the weather because like right now it's hailing. Or it was just hailing. It's pretty unusual. It's very light, but yeah, I didn't know it was going to hail today. Anyway, so just planning. So today is day 1, which for me is always planning the week, doing my meal planning, it's going to be light meal planning because I have some things on different days this week, so I have to figure out when I'm going to get my groceries and what I'm going to get for tied over groceries until I get my groceries and that kind of stuff. And then I also have to do some around the house stuff, like take out the green and the recycling and stuff like that, and the probably dispose of the batteries, which is one of my things, and I can check it off, so that'll feel good. And then I have a whole bunch of other things to do. I also have to put the vlog together. I do want to watch the news. I didn't watch much yesterday when the election was announced and stuff like that, so I want to go back and watch some of the live streams because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of coverage over the next little while. But I think one of the big things I noticed was some of the things on my list are things I want to do with regular frequency and take a fair amount of time. And I did do some of them yesterday on day 0, and I realized that the day, I went through the day quicker than expected, or some things I did way later than I expected. So, and those things are getting my exercises in, doing reading, and then also I have a fair amount of things that are either data entry or stuff at the computer or stuff at this desk, like working in my sketchbook or journal. So I realized, because with doing the film data entry with Letterboxd, I want to do that twice. I want to get my email down, and I think if I work on that twice, I can probably get on my goal. And then if I work in my journal or sketchbook twice, that would also be good in terms of like establishing a good practice. So that's sort of like 6 things, sort of probably the same amount of time. And so I'm thinking with these things that are all sort of things I want to do sort of daily, then it might be good to sort of time block in the day when that works for me. Because there's some things that I can do at any time, it doesn't really matter. And then there's some things that I'm like, I know it's better to do earlier in the day or not right after like lunch or whatever. Like it's just, anyway, so I'm going to try sort of time blocking stuff out and see how that works. Am I consistently able to get to whatever the thing I want to get to, and were there any complications? Because one thing that happened yesterday, which I'm sort of like happy and sad about, is that I did actually get to my reading. I didn't think I would get to my reading, but I did get to my reading, and I started 2 books, so I can check that off. Yay! I actually started 3 books. I started my brother's book, Mavericks of War. I only read 6 pages, but I did start it. So I started this. I also started Subversive Acts, which is a collection of writings by New Zealand women, and I read 1 story. But when I read both of these, and I did also start the Marvelers, the 3rd Marvelers book that I'm reading with Izzy and Kid Kelly. I did not start The Sweet Dreams yet, but I hope to start it today. But one of the things that I noticed when I was reading both Subversive Acts, which was interesting, but had a different like rhythm of things, like sometimes it had sort of poetry in the center of it, and it was a bit hard, like harsher content, it was, it's pretty literary, like and maybe a little experimental, I'm not sure. And then also, nonfiction about war is not my forte. So both of these, when I was reading them, I was realizing I was reading them very late in the day, but I really had to concentrate, and I had to go back several times and reread passages. Nothing wrong with the books. It's just like I am out of practice with reading, which feels so weird after it was so central for so long. But both of those were like more heavier topics and or subjects, and I just wasn't used to it. So I actually really should have added this one, but I think I will. I just wasn't up to it right then. So I decided not to read the Elizabeth Hay book, Late Nights on Air right now. It's a Canadian literary fiction, because it's Canadian literary fiction, which is not known for being easy reading. So I switched, and I decided instead to read, I started A Killer in King's Cove, and this is by I don't know, Wishaw. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Wow, that's really all whited out. So anyway, this is a historical mystery set in Canada. I believe it's Ontario. I read a book later in the series, and it's got a female protagonist, and she's someone she comes over to Canada after the war, Second World War. I believe it's the Second World War. Yeah, I think it's the Second World War, and to sort of have a quieter life. But then something happens, and she has to sort of draw on her skills that she used from before. I don't know how much is known about her character this early, and so it's 1946. Yeah. Oh, it says it right in the description. A war-weary young ex-intelligence officer, Lane Whitlow, leaves London to look for a fresh start. So I've only read 2 chapters, so it wasn't that ex-military or ex-intelligence officer hasn't come up yet, but it definitely is part of the 4th book. And I really like the 4th book, but it's very different from what I normally read. And so I decided to go with this one because I've already read the series, and I've always been sort of intrigued by why I don't read books like this, because it was really good. But I don't read a lot of mysteries. I don't read a lot of historicals, but I really liked the character, and I really liked the tone. I don't know. It's a little hard to describe. Anyway, so I decided to go with that one because it was more familiar, and it's not a cozy. I wouldn't say that, but it's a historical mystery, and so I decided to go with that because it was just a little less heavy. Now it probably will get heavy because it's a bit of a mystery. There's definitely already some intrigue. I think the prologue had some intrigue, something that they haven't come back to yet, something a little not mysterious like paranormal, just like what's the right word? I don't know, just something, intrigue. There was just intrigue. So anyway, so I'm totally lost my train of thought. Right, I'm out of practice, and so some of these things I have to adjust as I go. So I did get to 2 of the books that I selected. The 3rd one, I decided not to go with Canadian literary fiction. Although this book, the Lane Wishaw series, is Canadian and set in Canada. Also, I believe by a Canadian author. I'm pretty sure. So that's what I decided to read. I have also started the 3rd book in the Marvelers, or the Controverse series that I'm reading with Izzy and Kay Kelly. I also connected with Anita, and we are going to go on in the Dark Hunter series and in April. So so I have a little time before then, and so I'm glad that I got some reading in. It felt really good, but it was very late in the day by the time that I got to it. I was really tired, and so my comprehension and retention was very low, and that didn't feel great, but it's okay. I think I have a good combination of things that I'm reading. And I did start a character card for the Marvelers book, the Controverse book. So that's a win. That was one of my also to-dos. Anyway, so I kind of feel like I'm off the rails here. So, but I guess mostly what I'm saying, I want to work with time blocking to see if I can get the sort of things that I want to do consistently that take up a fair amount of time. And then I need some flex time for the things that I just need to do like once a week, like my planning, or the other things that I do or check in on sort of like once a week or occasionally. And maybe this week is the week I do it. So, but I have a fair amount of time, that's a fair amount of things that are consistent at the computer or at the desk. And then I have the two other things that I want to do consistently, exercises and reading. So I think I need to find where to put those in my day and see if I can make that work. And I'm going to continue to work with my gracious patience. That's my tone for the week. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think I'm trying to acknowledge when things aren't working and shift gears. And I think that's sort of the best that I can do. And that's what I did with the reading. I started 2 books and I was like, okay, the next one's got to be something a little more accessible. And so I did. And I only read 1 chapter when I was doing my reading time. And then later I did read another chapter. So I think that's good. I think that's good. So yeah, so today I'm going to work on my schedule, planning my week, all of that stuff. I think I already mentioned that. I have to take the green out and stuff like that, sort of regular house things, and see what I can do there. I didn't manage to watch any news yesterday. So I definitely want to do that. Or I didn't watch much. So I think I'm going to do that maybe while I'm doing some data entry. I'll watch some of the press conference live streams and stuff like that to see what's going on in terms of the election. There's definitely lots of information around out already. There was a federal election called here in Canada. I think it's for April 28th. Don't quote me on that because I haven't read anything yet. Read or watched like all of the official stuff. So yeah, I think that's mostly what I'm going to work on. I also need to put the vlog together for yesterday. Hopefully that's happened and it's already up for you to enjoy. And just other, I think that's mostly it. So today is mostly planning and then getting those three slots of time blocking in, or maybe some of them all grouped together, and work on that. So yeah, that is really where things are at. I think I did, yeah, so it's also interesting because I always group things by category, but I also feel like I also put them in Excel so I can sort them by, so I have like my reading stuff together, my film stuff together, my reg stuff together, my house stuff together. But I also feel like sometimes it's nice to notate which of these are like one and dones and which of these are do repetitively, and also some of the ones that I do daily. And that's how I recognized that there were several things that I wanted to do daily or very consistently. And so that's, I think, was a good way to look at things. So, when I look at my to-do list, there's this sort of one way I look at it, which is sort of in groups, in like items, but then also it's good to look at it in terms of like, what's a one and done, what's a 10-minute thing, what's a 1 hour a day every day for the week. Like those are very different energies, and it's good to have a mix. I always find it's good to have a mix. It's always good to have something you can do and check off and feel like, all right, I got this done. And it's why I give some parameters like to things like for my film data entry, what I want to do is either May and June from 2008 or 2 sessions. So, and I have to come up with some stuff to multitask too. I think that will be helpful. I've started a running list, and I did realize that watching some news live streams, new mascara, still working on it. Oh, maybe it's not waterproof. Yeah, so I realized that watching news live streams might be good for some data entry stuff. So that might be an option. So I've just made a running list in my Excel spreadsheet of like things that I can watch while I'm doing data entry. So anyway, that's how day one. That is day one is started. I'm going to get a coffee, start working on my new planner. I'm really excited about that. And, just put some music on and sort of just relax. Gracious patience. It's so not my thing, but it doesn't mean I can't do it or try it on for a week. All right, let's see how things go. Okay, so I went completely off script and ended up taking out the green in the garbage, safely disposing of the batteries. So that is tick off for that one. But I also cleaned off my desk area, including adding a C cord that I can use for charging and also easy transferring of files, which I will be doing a lot this week because of vlogging. So, but I'm tired now, and it's not completely done because I have a whole bunch of paper stuff that I just put in a basket. So I still have to do that. But I'm going to have a lazy, or sort of like a half lunch. So I have some grapes. That was really close there for a moment. Sorry about that. And some cheese and crackers and some coffee. I need a break. I'm tired. Yeah, so once I do this and rest a bit, I'll try and get to the my planner. It's also raining. I didn't know it was going to rain today, but I didn't need to know. I don't know. Sounds nice. Gentle rainy day. And now it's super sunny out. It's weird. It doesn't quite register. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's just, what a day. What an amazing day.
Hello. I'm so excited to share that I'll be visiting Kalaalleq, Greenland, next weekend.
All set, she posted, to see a dog sled race and to learn about Greenland's culture.
And to express hope that our relationship will only grow stronger in the coming years.
The whole thing has Greenland on edge, with Trump regularly suggesting he wants to annex all of it, and Greenland's outgoing prime minister slamming the U.S. visit as a highly aggressive provocation. Says Trump,
I think Greenland's going to be something that maybe is in our future. I think it's important. It's important from the standpoint of international security.
Trump has often cited security as driving his interest, with Greenland buffering Russia, likely to its presumed underground mineral wealth. But Trump's suggestions have sparked anti-U.S. demonstrations and a singular, blunt message: Greenland is not for sale.
Okay, time for some Duolingo. Gotta keep my streak up. I'm at 103, looking for 104 days working. And we have a new area here, and still working on making small talk. Okay, we have to listen, and then listen to the word in Danish, and then see if we can figure out what it is in English.
Navn.
I'm pretty sure that's name. Yeah.
10.
It's a number.
3.
Tray. I think that's 3. And that would make
10.
10. And then
Forelsket.
forelsket and love.
Hvad hedder manden til efternavn? Hvad hedder manden til efternavn?
Hvad hedder manden til efternavn? Something about the
Manden,
man's last
efternavn.
name. What is the man's last name? Okay.
Stærk.
Don't know.
Fin.
Fin. Friend? Fin. Oh, fin. Maybe nice? Yeah, okay.
Pris.
Price?
7. Stærk.
Okay, so one of these is 7 when one of them is strong.
Stærk. 7. Stærk. 7.
I think that's strong. I got it wrong.
7.
That's 7. Shoot is 7.
Stærk.
Stack is strong.
Jeg ringer kun til min mor.
I'm calling my mother.
Jeg ringer kun til min mor.
Jeg ringer kun til min mor. I'm only calling my mother. One of those is it
Til.
till?
Min.
Oh,
Kun.
kun. Okay.
Hvad er dit navn?
What is your name? Oh, what's your name? Okay.
Hvordan kender du mit navn?
I think that's name. Oh, but now I'm like, is that how you spell it? What gives you your name? How do you know my name? Kender is no. Okay. My last name is Henriksen. Is it for now? Aften. Ah.
Henriksen, hvad er dit fornavn? Dit.
Is that Henriksen? What is your first name? Henriksen, vad did for now? I forgot that word. I forgot. I did vad
dit.
did for now. I forgot the air.
Hvad hedder du til efternavn?
What is your last name?
Hvad hedder du til fornavn?
Oh, so is that first name? For now, I added an E. For now, okay. For now, first name.
Hej,
After
det er
now.
Josefine Henriksen.
Oh, so it's hello. My name is No, I am. Hello, I am Josephine Hendriksen. There's no name is there. I don't think. Hello, it's there. I haven't seen it's before. Okay, it's Josephine Henriksen. Okay. Okay, call. Is it ringer? Yeah.
Hun ringer til hende 7 gange på en aften.
I totally missed that.
Hun ringer til hende 7 gange på en aften.
SYV. Oh, jeez. 7. She calls her 7 times in one evening. 7. SYV. Okay. My son will soon be 7. Okay, so
Min
son,
søn
heir. That's soon. Snart. Born. Okay, 7. That's 7. What's soon? Snart.
snart. 7.
I feel like there should be another word there. Heir. I'm not sure if I got the right word.
Snart.
It's not.
Er. 7.
I don't think that's it. I think it's heir.
Snart. 7.
Oh, okay, I got it. My first name. His first name is Frere. Is it Fornov? Like, that's first name, but I feel like the words are in an unexpected order. Okay, is her last name Hendricks?
Hedder.
Okay, so last name's Afinal. Her is, and we have Henriksen's, so is her.
Hun.
I feel like
Til
it's this,
efternavn. Henriksen.
but I don't know if the till needs to be there. Is her header huntil? Oh, header huntil. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Ah, the till's in the wrong spot. Oh, and Heinrichsen's in the wrong spot. Header hun Heinrichsen till after 9. Okay, so the order is different. Is her last name Henriksen? Is Henriksen her last name? It's Henriksen. Okay. Sometimes it's just about memorizing when it's in a different order than I expect. She calls her 7 times in one evening. Oh, so this one we had, and I only got the one wrong, and this I have to try and get the whole thing. Okay, so she,
Hun.
ringer,
Ringer.
calls her, hen,
Hende.
7,
7. Til. En.
in one evening.
Aften.
She calls her 7 times in one evening. In pa. Where does the pa go though? Sometimes the pa or the po goes.
In. Aften.
If it goes at the end, it usually means on. I don't think that's the right order, but I didn't. Okay, Hunringer. Tilhen Sem Gang. Oh, I always forget this word. I always forget it. Pot in often. Oh gosh. Well, I got the beginning and the end right. So it's the 7 times in one. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna complete this lesson. I think there's too many times that I don't remember it well enough.
Hun ringer til hende 7 gange på en aften.
This was 7, right? Yes. Is her last name Henriksen's?
Hedder. Hun. Hun.
Henriksen.
Hun hører til.
Til. Henrik.
Efternavn.
I don't think that's right. Oh, last name. There's one with an E on the end. Ah! Oh man. Too many mistakes. All right. When I have too many mistakes, what I do is I just go back and do like a really easy one from an earlier like from like the first session. Where how do we get there? Do like something, talk to family members. Let's do this. Practice to earn hearts. All right.
Sulten.
I don't remember that. It's probably hungry because I know what the rest are.
Vi.
V, that's we.
Fest.
Fest is a party.
Kan.
Can.
Sulten.
Hungry. Good night. Good night.
Godnat.
Good night.
Sodavand.
Soda van.
So. Du har en datter.
You have a daughter.
Jeg ser en film. Jeg ser en film.
This is a one that I like. I'm watching a movie. Yes, sir, in film.
Jeg kan hjælpe dig.
I can help you. I have a hard time pronouncing
Hjælpe.
help. Hjælpe.
Klaveret er på værelset. Klaveret er på værelset.
Is that like the piano is in the room? Piano is in the room. Woof.
Du har en søn.
Du har en søn. Are you talking to me? Sorry, I mean, it's just eternally the is it Serpico? Okay.
Taler du?
Du med mig. Okay.
Farvel Henrik og godnat.
Farvel Henrik og godnat.
Tak.
Du kan ikke hjælpe mig.
Mm.
Du kan ikke hjælpe
Can you
mig.
hear me?
Hvilken filmserie?
Oh, wait, Vilken? Wait.
Hvilken filmserie?
Vilken film serie? Is that right?
Hvilken filmserie?
Which film are you watching?
Min farmor spiller klaver.
Whoa, far more. Whoops, grandmother. Clavel. Oh, it was just on the last one. Clavet. A piano in clavel. Clavet. Clever. Okay. I know I'm not saying that right. Correct. I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But it's helping me remember the letters. T-talk. That's a good one. Okay, are you talking? Okay,
Taler du
med mig?
Are you talking to
Min farmor spiller klaver.
Grandma's playing the piano. Oh, I already forget It's claver, right? Clever. Ah, et. Oh, do I still have et? Oh, I was worried. I was worried I wasn't gonna get it correct on the review one. But like honestly, Clavel, like that's the piano's not something that comes up that often. But I mean, how often does film come up? It just feels easier because it's the same in English and in Danish. Anyway, okay, so yeah, sometimes it takes a little longer, but I did get there this time. 105. All right, well, it is much later in the day, and I'm coming in with a bit of an update, probably the last update for the day. I will have some footage to share after this, but in terms of like talking to the camera update. And I gotta say, I'm not feeling super great about how today went. I felt like I took a long time to get around to some of the things that I wanted to do, and I certainly didn't get to everything that I wanted to do. I did get I did set up my new planner and I did do light planning for the week. It's not enough. I do need to still do my meal planning and stuff. But I did get my to-dos into the planner, so that's good. And then I did get my exercises in, so that's good. I did not get my reading in, so that's not good. And I also didn't get any data entry in, so that's not good. So anyway, but it's still like, that's also a lot of blocks of time, and I didn't manage it today, and I'm not going to in the rest of the day. I'm just not at the point where that's something that I can do, so which is unfortunate but true. I still will probably read some. I'll probably read some of the Canadian mystery later today. Oh, I probably should read my buddy read with Izzy and Kay Kelly. I should read that, because that actually has like a date that I have to finish it by. Maybe I'll read a little of each. Anyway, we'll see how things go. But for now, I'm just gonna make dinner, same thing as yesterday, and watch some Power and Politics. I did watch one of the live streams of one of the press conferences that happened today. Mark Carney was out in Newfoundland starting the campaign trail out there. And so I watched that, and then I watched some of the national. So yeah, because the election is in April 28th, here, the federal election. So yeah, I'll be following the news coverage of that. And so I may watch Power and Politics, which is sort of like commentary, and I find it an interesting show, but I do like to watch press conferences. So I'm glad that I got that in, because I like to see the like on the fly answering the questions, and see. I feel like you understand a lot about a person when it's not a sound bite, when it's not a video clip, you know what I mean? How they actually talk to the people who are asking the questions. All of that says a lot. And so for me, that's one of the reasons why I like to watch that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so I think I may or may not watch Power and Politics. I know I mentioned yesterday that I don't always like to watch news type stuff later in the day, and so it may or may not make the cut, or I might put it on while I'm putting dinner together. Although sometimes some of that's noisy, so I might not be able to hear it all. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how things go. And so, but yeah, I'm gonna sort of just like wrap up the day, because I feel like I'm not gonna get really anything more of significance done. So no data entry. And I cleaned my desk, but I ended up with all of this paper that I just sort of pushed to the side, and there's so many times that I have done that, and it doesn't feel good. So I don't have energy to work on it, to go through it today, and I do want to go through it all, so, and be confident at the stuff that I'm just recycling. A lot of it's just like old to-do list, but some of it has a potential for something that I could use sort of with frequency in terms of like reminders and stuff, and I just haven't. It's just like a whole bunch of stuff just thrown together, and I'm like, don't want to deal with it. Not dealing with it today, that's for sure. But yeah, but I'm gonna make dinner and probably get some gaming in and just sort of like wind down. Even though I wish I had gotten more done, but not in the cards today, or just didn't time manage very well today, or whatever. But yeah, but some days are like that, and there's nothing I can really do about it now. So other than try to do a little bit better tomorrow. So fingers crossed that happens, and we'll see how things go. And dinner.
Hey, man.
All right, it is time that we check out how things have gone in my most recent transmutation of meat to pet. When I logged in, I got the message in the chat log saying you receive an item, a growling sack. So here it is. The pulsating sack turns into a growling sack after 7 days. Let's see what's inside. It is, oh, a black king snake. That is very, very, very underwhelming, I gotta say. So I'm not, I still haven't looked to see black, oh, let's take a look. Let's, kings. I have to cage one so we can look at the one that I have. Are there different breeds? Not sure. Okay, put in cage. Alright, so we'll learn the one we got and summon him. So here we go, a little black king snake. Why this is underwhelming is that the black king snake, although it's a cool pet, snakes are really good. They're generally very fast and have some really powerful moves like hiss, which makes the your enemy, their speed go down, and they also have burrow, which is a really good one. What else do they have? Vicious Fang. I haven't used that one very much. Oh, Counter Strike's good. Poison Fang and Bite. Yeah, they're a solid pet. But the thing is, you can get the black king snake at an Ogremar for like, I don't know, like 50 silver? Yeah, 50 silver. So 7 days in a transmutation for a pet that is, you know, 50 silver. But we're gonna still, should we rename him? Let's name him Duh, because he was the second pet that we got. So I'm gonna keep him because I still love it. Even though that, I mean, yeah, so I guess you can get lots of different pets from the meat to pet. But speaking of, we can actually do a new transmute. And we, because I haven't, meat to pet, so we're gonna make another one. I have a lot of the materials. I've been doing daily transmutes, so I get these bind on pickup materials, so I have lots for transmuting, and I'm up to 72 out of 100, so that's pretty good. All right, so we're gonna transmute, and then we get our new pulsating sack, which will take another 7 days to be available to open. So so not as exciting this week, but still, Duh is, you know, that's cool. Still a good pet, just, you know, not the one we were looking for. Not the one we were looking for. So there we go. And yeah, so I guess better luck next time, eh? Oh, I did get a skill up. I'm now at 73, so that was good. I like that part.
Catch you later.
All right, it is now day 2 of the vlog. It is going to be a busy one for me, so I'm not sure how many clips I'll be able to share, but hopefully I will find some fun stuff to include in today's video. This actually might be yesterday and today together. I never quite know how these are going to end up being cobbled together. But today I actually have an appointment. I have an appointment with my dental hygienist, so that's the big thing that I'm doing today. It's been a while since I've been. I had to reschedule a few times due to weather. So I hope that doesn't, I hope I don't feel the impact of that. But my hygienist is great, so I'm very, very thankful at how good she is. And so that really makes a difference, because it's not something I've ever found like easy or even neutral. It feels like it's always it's not a fun thing to get done, but it's important. So that's what I'm doing that today. And then I do have to pick some stuff up on the way back. I have to stop by my grocery store and get some tide over groceries till the next time I can do a shop. So I'm hoping to get dinner for tonight and tomorrow. I'm hoping that they have kale salad, because I really like their kale salad. It's prepared in store and has obviously kale, and cranberries, feta cheese, I think it's feta cheese, and candied pecans, which is the really decadent part. I mean, really, wow. Or pecans. Is it pecans or pecans? Is that just like a regional thing? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm hoping that they have that. If not, I have to pick something else up for dinner tonight and tomorrow. They also do a pretty good chicken Caesar, so it's probably one of those two things. And then I also need something for lunch. And yeah, and just some other tied over stuff, including I wrote brioche. So we'll see if I can get brioche. I don't know if I need brioche. And maybe I probably won't be up for it, but it would also be a good opportunity to check some stuff in terms of labels and stuff like that, because I'm still working on continuing to buy Canadian. So, and not everything is on the online ordering system, and they don't always specify on the online ordering system. They use prepared in Canada, which is not which is good to know, but it doesn't mean it's a Canadian company. It doesn't mean it meets either the made in or product of Canada standards, which are like 52% and 98% Canadian. So I'll be in the store so I can look at some labels. I'm also just curious if they have done a lot of labeling or not. A lot of places have, so I don't know if my store has. So I'll be curious to see how that is. Yeah, so that's sort of the main, that's the main event of the day are those things. And then it is a server reset time in terms of WoW. So I'm going to pick my new WoW profession to work on this week. And then, which I will share, of course. And I also, the new PvP brawl is Classic Ashran, which is one that I'm less familiar with. And I did do a lot of PvP last week, and I really enjoyed it, but I think I liked the brawl that they had last week, and they also had a special quest for Epic Battlegrounds. This week the quests are all for arenas, and I'm not up for arenas yet. That's 3 versus 3 or 2 versus 2. I'm not there. I'm not there. I would rather do the Classic Ashran is like 35 versus 35, and I'm like, I'm fine for that. And Epic Battlegrounds is 40 versus 40 or 35 versus 35, because Classic Ashran can be in the mix for that one. So I just, when there's more people, I just feel more comfortable. And so arenas not yet. Maybe later, but it's just, especially as I mostly play a healer, it's too much pressure. I'm not feeling it. Certainly not today. I probably won't even get to regular Battlegrounds day. But I do feel like I want to switch around my WoW goals a little bit. I think I've been a little, I don't know if it's just that last week when I chose jewel crafting, it's not my favorite. But I feel like the professions is like a really long-term goal that I have. Like, hopefully by the end of this year, I will have maxed out all of the ones I'm trying to max out. But I might not. Like, it's a lot of work, and I am questioning. Not questioning. It's not always fun. Some of them are fun, some of them are less fun. So I think I need to pick something that I like to do that's just fun. So I think that would be a good thing, because I do a lot of things strategically, or I like work towards achievements, or PvP is very engaging. It's like all in. It takes your complete focus, and that is great for like if you want that energy. But I kind of feel like I just want to do something for fun, and that might be pet collecting, like looking up, I don't know, finding a pet that's hard to get, or something like that. Something that's a bit more low key, but still fun. And maybe easier to accomplish than some of the other things I'm working towards, which are going to take a significant period of time. I need an easy win or something. I don't know. Or maybe I should just start a new character. I wonder if that would be interesting. I wonder if people would be interested in seeing what it's like to start a character from the beginning. I don't know. So anyway, but I definitely feel like picking something that is fun, focused, is a good way to go. Also, I have to deal with this huge pile of papers. This was all on my desk. Hopefully I can make some progress on it today. A lot of it is easy decisions. It's just recycling. But some of it is things that I can use recurringly, which is why they just keep on piling up. So I would like to get to some of that today. It's a little ambitious to think on today with doing all the other stuff. I can do that kind of task, but it might be possible. So we'll see. Anyway, so that's how this day is started. I will take you along the journey for some of this stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to film stuff out and about. It's just a little hard right now because my knee's still hurting, and hopefully and I'll see how things go, and in terms of being out and about, because if it's tough, I might end up doing another delivery for groceries this week. I didn't get to my meal planning really, or my weekly plan. I got to some of my weekly planning yesterday, but not a lot of it. So anyway, today the focus is getting to my appointment, getting some tied over groceries, picking a profession, and having some fun. Picking something for fun. I think that's nice. I think that's nice to have on the list as well. Oh, and dealing with papers. Dealing with papers less fun. So we'll see how things go. And that is how today is beginning. Given it's only 3 Celsius out, I'm going with full winter gear today. Hopefully it's not sunny, so I don't think I'll get the sunshine, but still, yeah. And it's spring and 3 degrees at the same time. I'm a little early, and because I gave myself ample time because of my knee, and I remember there's a little free library on the way, so let's see what's in the little free library. Okay, let's open it up. Oh, puzzle book. Oh, what's under the puzzle book? Knitter's Almanac. What? Say what? Projects for each month of the year. Okay, that's a yes. Laundry lines. Contemporary women's travel adventures. Oh my gosh. That's a yes. I mean, yeah. What else we got? Oh, there's a bird book. Sorry, this is hard to do. So we also got Ancient Ireland. That actually would be great. But there's also Love of Loons. Oh my gosh. Good Food Day. In my kitchen. Lots of interesting stuff. Oh, there's something way at the back. A hardcover. Oh, that's a Canadian. I'm pretty sure that's a Canadian one. And after. Yay! I also did get a cucumber, but it's in the strainer. Carrots, we'll see you tomorrow. And yes, I did get the brioche. Okay, so I am back after my appointment, and I am tired. That really took it out of me. But it went well, and I'm glad that I went. It had been a while, and it was nice to meet the new person at the front, the office coordinator. I had spoken to them on the phone a few times, but hadn't met them yet. So we had a nice conversation about how delightfully warm it was, 3 degrees Celsius in March, and I mentioned something about that the groundhog must have gone back to sleep this year, and they were like, yeah, not sure about that, because they're from Ireland and they came over a couple of years ago, and they said that they and their partner were unfamiliar with this whole groundhog business because they don't have groundhogs in Ireland. So learning stuff. And she said that they look for when the daffodils come up, that's sort of what the sign of spring is. So that's cool. So, and my sister had mentioned that she saw some flowers last week. I think it wasn't daffodils. I think it might have been snowdrops maybe. I am not as good with flowers or dogs, and I saw a couple of really awesome dogs while I was out. I saw very close by a big, I don't know, I'm not good with dog breeds, like maybe German Shepherd, I don't know, like a blonde and white, very friendly. I sort of noticed like how friendly and or happy and what size dogs are and what color they are, but I'm not so good at being able to distinguish like what kind of dog it is. So anyway, that was a really happy dog, and it was really nice to see a happy dog. And then later I saw a dog that was just like rolling on the ground, like just on the sidewalk, just rolling, like you see like cats do. And so, but then when they came close, the owner was keeping them very close. And so I always as much as I always want to like say hi to a dog or be friendly to a dog, I always take note of the owner first as much as I can. Sometimes I can't help myself, but generally speaking, I think it's important to take the lead from the owner or the person who's walking them, because they might be training the dog, they might be trying to make sure they do behave in a certain way. So I think it's always better to try and like make eye contact and sort of sense the situation, you know, and even ask, can I pet your dog? Which I didn't do, but this dog got a little startled. The second dog that was having just a ball rolling around, but they got kind of startled and jumped a little bit, and the owner was sort of like brought them closer and stuff, and I'm like, okay, they're working on having them learn that this is what you do. So I let that be. Anyway, so it was nice to see a couple dogs while out and about, and to go to the little free library. That was really awesome. I'll share the books that I picked later, because I did bring some. I did decide to take some, and picked up some groceries. I did end up getting the kale salad. I'm really, really thrilled about that. It wasn't as big as I remember. It's not something that will work for 2 meals. So I just bought 2. I hummed and hawed and I tried to think of different solutions, and I'm like, they have 2. I can just buy 2. So I just bought 2. And then I got a sandwich for lunch, and a couple of other tied over things, and a couple of treats. I got a couple of treats, and I'll share those later as well. So yeah, so I mean, adventure, I guess. And but I'm tired. I am toast, but I have laundry on, so I'm gonna have my lunch, let my laundry go, and then I'm gonna pick a profession to work on this week, and then see how, you know, what I need to do for that particular thing. So, but I think it's gonna be a bit relaxed energy for the rest of the day, because that really took it out of me, which I know is the case. And I do need to edit the vlog, so I should transfer some files and do that kind of stuff, and get one of these up and published and ready for people to watch. So hopefully I will get that into. So, all right, but first up, let's see what profession I'm going to be working on this week. Okay, so here is the big long list of professions. You can see on the left there's a couple that got picked already, and the count, if we go to the bottom, is 141. And I did it 3 times, so it's 47 professions left to go, times 3. Sometimes I've heard that the first and last don't get picked a lot, so putting it in 3 times gets some more randomness going on. I heard that from Sarah at the Bookish Knitter, and I actually, without question, find it also to be true. So let's go pick a random number. Verifying I'm human. No, let's go somewhere else. I don't want to. Best random number generator. Yay, I don't have to be human. I didn't put my number in. Okay, this is true. What are magic filters? Okay. 94. 94, we're calling 94. Feels like bingo. All right, let's see what 94 will be. Dragonflight mining. Oh my. Okay. I'll come back to that. Okay, so I had to look at the guide, and it does look like you can it does look like you mostly just run around or fly around and, you know, gather from nodes, and that it gets slower as things go on, and you can pick a specialization, but I don't think there's any like quests or anything involved. I don't know. So I'm a little stumped on this, and one of the challenges with Dragonflight is I haven't done the campaign yet, so I haven't gone through and quested through the area. So, which this is an opportunity to do that. I haven't played through this expansion at all. I don't have world quests open. I don't even have the portal to Valdraken open. So like in some ways it's an opportunity, but then it also feels like, okay, well, but who am I going to pick to do it? And so the 2 big contenders are I have a Death Knight and a Shadow Priest. Both are max level with good gear. The Shadow Priests I know how to play better, but they have some questing somewhere else, and so I kind of feel like maybe the Death Knight is the better way to go because they don't have as much questing in their quest log because it does cap out at a certain point. So, but that being said, I don't actually have to do that. I could just fly around and gather from nodes, and I do have 2 druids that could do that, one of which I want to get some levels on. I don't know. So I haven't decided, but I haven't decided who I'm going to do this with, but I am going to just embrace it and as the best as I can. And I think actually doing a gathering one this week might be nice because then I'm not so worried about like doing any kind of questing or, you know, a lot of professions when you like you spend gold, and this might be a good opportunity to make gold depending on what the price is of the ore on the auction house. So I don't know who I'm gonna pick. Definitely have a bunch of opportunities, a bunch like I also have a couple of warriors, but they're both sort of in the middle of something. So yeah, so I have a whole bunch of characters that I could do it with. I also could use a low level character. Dragonflight now scales all the way down to level 10. So I could do that. I could take my little Death Knight out there and learn how to play them better. So anyway, I'm gonna run with it. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna run with it. So we'll see how things go. Adventure. And here's lunch.
David, Pierre Poilievre is in Hamilton and set to hold a rally tonight as he looks to win more seats in this city. But today he's facing questions about his past and about his steadfast refusal to get top secret security clearance. As was first reported in the Globe and Mail, there are new allegations that Indian agents and their proxies sought to meddle in the 2022 Conservative leadership race in the favor of Pierre Poilievre. He won the race handily, but the Globe went on to report that CSIS has never been able to brief him on this foreign interference because he won't get his top secret clearance. Once again today, Poilievre defended that decision, saying that that would muzzle him. However, we know that other political leaders, including other opposition leaders, have received their top secret clearance, and they say that it doesn't muzzle them. They called Poilievre irresponsible today for not getting it, but he hit back, saying journalists should be asking about Mark Carney's trip to China while he was the chair of Brookfield Asset Management and the loan that the company got soon after. But the Liberals say Poilievre is just trying to deflect and take the spotlight away from his own refusal to get top secret security clearance.
And dinner. So it's kale, Brussels sprouts, and I guess cabbage, and it's actually goat cheese, not feta, and there were 2 packages of the candied pecans and no craisins. So I misremembered a fair amount of it, but I don't care. This is an amazing salad. I just can't wait to dig in. This is probably not a 1-person serving, but it's my dinner, and I'm going to enjoy every last bite.
Hi.
All right, it is time to get some PvP gear. I haven't got, it's the new season of PvP, and I guess also other stuff in the game. And with the new season comes new gear. So I wanted to get gear for my characters that I will actually PvP with, and this is one of them. This is my monk. And I haven't actually PvP with her since the season started. I think because I was waiting to get my new gear. So let's go do that. It's in this room. So I'm in Donegal, which is the new capital city. And this is where all the PvP stuff is. This guy over here has the weekly quest. Ruffius. So he's the weekly quest. I'm not, I picked up the one that I wanted. There are upgrades over in one building, but then there is the honor and conquest gear in this building, as well as a recipe vendor and war mode. So it sort of goes, honor gear is like your first type of gear, and then when you gain conquest, you can buy conquest gear. So it's better gear, but it is more, it's you get conquest. It's harder to get. So in one battleground you might get like 500 to 1200 honor, but you're only likely to get sort of like 1 to 200 conquests, but the prices for the items are the same. So I definitely don't have any of this, and it's better item level 636, but this honor gear will
Return
be
and peruse my inventory again.
597. So that's more than I had. Oh, I'm not wearing my PvP gear from
My
last year
directive has been
or from last
fulfilled.
season. What a weird combination of things going on. I think that's mostly for my gloves. Oh, I did upgrade some of it. Huh, where are my good gloves? Oh man, yeah, one of the things on my list is like organize all of my bags. There they are. So I think that's all of my PvP. Yeah, PvP item level 626. Yeah, so that was last season. So I think this season should be more.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
Yeah, it should go up to 665. So I am going to, this is the character that has the most honor currency. So I want to use up hers first because I can transfer it to other characters, but you get depreciating returns. So I am going to go with, okay, so the first up here is all of these different weapons. I don't have any of the appearances. Normally I would go with the staff, but oh, now that I think about it, usually my casters always get a staff. I'm just gonna go with the staff. So you can see the upgrade here from last season. So this is upgrade it's item level 597 versus 555. The stamina is 13,000 versus 8,000. So it's a huge increase in item level, which increases your stats and stuff like that. Okay, so I always forget what I want. Okay, hang on, I have to figure out what stats are good for me. Okay, I looked at 2 sites and they both had versatility, mastery, haste, and crit in that order. I actually like crit, so I always pick crit if it is a option. I'm just gonna move this stuff over here. So I don't really I like researching, but I also am gonna pick my own favorite. So this is versary versus versary haste. They say mast is better. Okay. Shoulders, haste, shoulders, or crit. So I like crit, so I'm getting crit. Versus crit. I like crit, so I'm getting crit. Haste, mastery. Mastery is apparently better. I think I like haste better. I'm just not listening to any of the suggestions. Okay, mastery, crit. I'm getting crit. Belt. Mastery versus haste. I feel like I should get some mastery, or else I won't have any, so I'll get that one. Versatility. Oh no, everything is versatility. Haste. Mastery. Alright, let's get 2 masteries. Crit. Yeah, crit. Okay, and then there's 4 capes or cloaks. Versatility and crit, versatility and mastery, haste, versatility. Okay, crit's only on 1, so I'm gonna get that one. I think these are, these I think are different appearances. Am I gonna get a crit one on a different character? Maybe. If there's a verse mask, I should get that one. That's what people say, okay. Alright, and then rings. There are these 3 options: haste and versatility, versatility and mastery, crit. I'm gonna get the crit one, and then it's in between haste and mask. I'm gonna get the haste one. Okay, and then there's a necklace. 3 options: crit and verse, haste verse, mask verse. Alright, I'll get the mastery one. And then these ones I always get the Angry Ogre and the medallion because that removes if there's, what's that word?
My thanks to your patron.
It gets you out of crowd control, so that's a no-brainer. Okay, wow, what? I haven't seen that training done before. Okay, so let's take a look and see what this new stuff looks like. I'm gonna take my tabard off so we can see. Okay, so the weapon. Ooh, wow. That's a interesting. Oh, it's got a stoplight. Oh, it's the Undermine. This patch was the Undermine, which is a sort of goblin undercity. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is a very and that changes. It went from stop to walk. Wow, I was not expecting that at all. Okay. What else we got? Here's the helm. The helms on Taurens don't usually look great, but actually that's not too bad. I don't know, her eyes look mechanical. I just got a little metal mohawk. That's, I don't know, there's something going on for that. Okay, here's the shoulders. That's not the shoulders, that's the shirt. Okay, that's okay. These are the shoulders. Oh wow. They move. Wow, that is really neat. Okay. The cuffs you can never see. I'll take my gloves off so we can have a look. I barely see anything on the cuffs there. Okay, let's put some gloves on. Okay, so again, this sort of theme of red and metal and spikes and mohawky type stuff. Okay, that's cool. Waist. This is the belt. Okay. Continues on the theme. It feels like a can of pop there. I don't know about that. The pants. Oh, I actually quite like the pants. Wow, are they? It's a little hard to tell. Are they? It might be pretty skimpy. I don't usually do sort of skimpy pants. Someone's using the training dummy beside me. There's the boots. Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty skimpy. That's just like a little bit of metal and a lot of leg. Okay, I'm gonna change that. And here is the cloak that I chose. Ah, I wonder if that's the best option for this one. Not sure about that. And then the rings and the necklace and the trinket don't give you any difference in looks, but they give you bigger stats. Okay, so now my item level is 597 regular or 665 for PvP. So I went up from 626 to 655, which is great. I'm actually going to just quickly transmog the legs because I don't go with the barely there legs. it's not my jam. Well, let's take a look to see if I'm understanding. Oh no, there is some, the brown, I guess she has, it's very close to her fur color. So yeah, so that is the PvP outfit for leather for the season 2, and the cloak. There's 4 different cloaks. I gotta say it's pretty cool. It doesn't. The one thing I would say, I feel like this does not read leather at all. This does not. This feels like plate or mail, chainmail. It doesn't, especially all of these features that move. It's super cool. All of this metal additions. I don't know if it has anything to do with the current the Undermine, because that, I don't know, maybe go around collecting metal and adding it to your stuff, but all of that doesn't feel very leather to me. But it's cool, and I'm glad that I got the set, and my character now still has some honor left over. She's got 2,400 honor, and I can transfer that to another character. I would like to get the plate set, the chainmail, this is the leather, the cloth set, and all of the weapons. So I do plan on doing that, but now that I know she's taken care of, then I can work on everyone else. So I hope you like that. I thought it might be fun to show some more transmog goodness, and Yeah, and she's all ready to kick some butt.
May our paths cross again.